Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you're doing good today. Well, today I'm getting ready to amend my soil for my green beans next year. And so I'm going to show you everything that I'm doing step by step. And I think this actually saves a little bit of labor. And to me, it is just easier. Now, what I've done is I broke this down into two different categories. And so we're going to explain the benefits of doing this for two different reasons. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now, the first thing I did was I went ahead and I tilled this up. And I have clay soil, and so I just went through it, and then I came around and made another pass, and just to make it a little bit wider. Okay, so I went ahead and tilled up a couple rows. I'm only going to put in 2 rows of pole beans this year, and this is roughly about 3 foot wide, and then I left somewhere around 4 foot in between the rows. And so I've added a little more room between the rows than what I did this year, because they really grew really good, and as they grew out, they were actually starting to lock together in between the rows, and I had to keep on top of that to keep it from just becoming a mess. And so that's one of the things I'm going to kind of do different this year. Another one, I didn't till where I amended my soil last year. And so what I'm hoping to get is more water absorption into the soil. Now that I've got this tilled, I want to get it covered up. I would not leave clay soil bare throughout the winter, but it's all broke up. It looks really good. And so that's the idea behind that. I'm just hoping to get just a little bit more water into my soil throughout the winter. Now, one of the things that is great about this, doing it this way, is it's really going to improve the structure of your soil, okay? So right now, like I just showed you, this is broke up real good, but it will get hard again. Anybody that gardens in clay soil knows that. So when I put my amendment on, that's going to get down in that soil when I till it in the spring, and it's going to break them clay soil particles up. It's going to keep that clay from joining together again, and so that's going to allow, throughout the whole growing year, that's going to allow water to get down, air get up, so it's really going to improve the structure of my soil. Now, if you have sandy soil, it will do the exact same thing. It's going to hold them loose particles together, and it's going to help absorb water and keep it into your soil. So it really works for sandy or clay soil. Now, another great thing about it is if I just mow this down, I don't do anything to it over the winter, the worms are not going to have as much to eat. The bacteria in my soil is not going to have as much to eat. And so this is going to bring worms into here, and they're going to create channels. It's going to allow water to get down. It's going to allow air to move in here. So it really does improve the structure of your soil. So we're going to talk about the next part of this. All right, so before we get into the next part of it, real quick, I'm going to make several videos this winter on how I amend my soil and what I do to get ready for the garden next year. So if you're interested in things like that and you want to see how this comes out, please consider subscribing. I would appreciate it, and as always, it is free. So we're talking about using organic matter to change the structure of your soil. Well, now we're going to talk about it to add fertility. So what I'm going to use here is I've got chicken manure with hay, but I'm going to end up using pig manure, rabbit manure, and you don't necessarily have to use a manure, but you do need a carbon and a nitrogen for this to work. I would not just put down straight pig manure in here, because it just doesn't work. Because what we're doing here, we're composting in place. And so the good thing about this is I don't have to turn a compost pile. I don't have to go out every week and turn it and flip it. But when I do it like this, the bad thing is it's not going to break down as fast or as much as a compost pile. So what I do to make up for that is I'm not going to plant beans until probably late May. And so I'm going to give myself plenty of time for this to break down. You know, it's still basically a compost pile. You're just not turning it, you know, every week or whatever. And so chicken manure has all 13 essential nutrients that your plant needs. And so it is a great manure, but you do have to wait, I'd say a minimum of 5 months, but probably closer to 6. Same with pig manure. You know, you want to wait that 4 or 5 months. You know, you want to have it in here, and that way, you know, it's broke down. It's what they call a stable manure. And so you want to do these things pretty much right now. You want to start getting ready for your garden next year. And so all I'm going to do, I just take this and I put it on top, and that is it. That is all I do. And the great thing about this is now the bacteria in the soil is going to help break this down. There's bacteria in the manure that helps break it down. But again, we're going to feed our worms. You know, we talked about that and changing the soil structure. Well, now these worms are going to come up. When they eat on it, they're going to leave worm castings, which is another really, really great fertilizer. And so if I had just left this, you know, bare like what I got in between the rows, the worms just wouldn't have very much to eat. And so, you know, I'm helping to increase that worm population and helping to, you know, get more fertilizer in there, and I don't actually have to do anything. That is the part that I like about this, that is so simple. Once I put this down, I'm done. I'm done until next spring when I go to till it in. And so to me, it's a great system. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you're trying something like this. But like I say, it's just really straightforward, and it worked really, really good last year. It worked good the year before. So, you know, let me know. I'm curious. I really do like hearing the comments. So let me know if you try something like this. Well, that's the video, and I hope it helps, and maybe it'll give you an idea, you know, for something that you might want to try. Well, I'll talk to you later. See ya.